wonderful Sagittarius friends. Welcome to your February reading. Do not be weirded out by my low voice. It is very late, and I don't want to wake up my kid who has to go to school in the morning. So you guys get late night radio announcer voice. Not to allude that I'm a radio announcer or anything. But we're going to go ahead and jump into you guys' reading. I apologize for the tardiness, but if you've seen any of the other readings, I've explained my crazy happenings that have occurred. So, yeah, okay, my cards are just not about that life. This is interesting. Okay. It's your past energy, this is your present energy, this is your future energy. I use those terms loosely. I honestly believe it's all the present, but hey. Oh, this is interesting. This is the same card that Leo's got. And the card says, seek. The power of spirit exists in all things. Everything is made of energy, and every single thing in your physical world contains a fragment of spirit, including you. We are all one with spirit and always will be connected to one another. Dope sauce. In your past, you have detach. Your present, we have feeling alone. And going forward, we have clarity of belief. So, Sag, this is what I'm sensing for you guys. So, how appropriate that seek is next to detach. I feel like you guys are on a journey to really find your truth, as cliche as that may sound. It's like you guys are in a place now where, and I'm really feeling like it's like you've almost come to not a crossroads, but it's just like you've been feeling really, really stagnant. It's like you guys have been feeling really, really stagnant, and you're just kind of like, you know, I need something more. This isn't really fulfilling me, you know? And you're really making that decision to really go within yourself. And I hate to get into this kind of icky place, but it's like a heavy feeling of stagnation, like borderlining on feeling very unfulfilled with life. It's almost like feeling like, okay, you know, I've done all of this, or you really desiring something and getting it and still feeling unfulfilled, and kind of, it's like an existential crisis. It's kind of just asking, like, what is all of this about? Like, what is the point of all of this? And kind of trying a lot of different things to kind of, you know, titillate your senses and such. And it's like you guys are really coming to a place this month where you're like, you know what, I need to go within. And the reason for that is because you know that there's not anything without, right? And I think in your quest, and this may not be for everyone, because like I said, I try not to read for everybody and they mama, because I honestly believe that with all of the myriad of readers that they have all over the world, each and every one of us is guided to specific people at specific times for specific reasons, for specific readings. So I try to read for specific people and not the entire massive collective. So that's a disclaimer. So if you resonate with it, dope sauce. If not, then you just don't. This reading just isn't for you. I always said I was never gonna be a person that said those things, but you guys, trolls, are real. But anywho, yeah, so right now I feel like you guys are feeling alone, and the reason for you guys feeling really alone right now is because of people who are in your life, like family, friends, like those who are closest to you. They're not really understanding what you're doing right now. You're not acting like the you that you usually are. It's like they can tell something is different, and sometimes that can become problems in our relationships when we make the choice to either set boundaries or to make changes in our life, because people are very used to us playing very specific roles in life, right? So it's like one person is the giver, you're the funny person, or, the comic relief, this person is the muscle, like we all play a certain role in our friend groups and our family and so on and so forth. And I'm feeling that you're going through a transition in your life to where the role that you've always played and the person that you've always been isn't resonating with you anymore. And you're going within yourself or physically going on a journey to figure out, like, what you want now, or what you want that to be, or who you want to be, or who you are, or why you're here. Like I said, it could be something very existential crisis-y, So with that, you're determined to be in alignment with yourself. You're determined to find that truth, or that thing, or God, or your purpose, or whatever. And because those who are around you aren't supportive of this direction that you're taking, and not because they're spiteful or anything like that, it's just, it could be something as simple as they just may not understand. They don't really understand where you're coming from with this path that you're taking presently. And you could actually be feeling very alone right now, very this is gonna be funny. I'm trying to be funny, but it's almost like feeling like, an orphan, you know. But the thing that's kind of sticking out to me with this card here is like this little house that's here. It's like there's a light on, so it's like you guys are in the process, or on the path to someone who is in alignment with you, or someone who is in alignment with you, or on the same journey that you're on, is going to come into your life very soon. And with your card going forward, you are going to get clarity on this thing that you're seeking. You know what I mean? And sometimes, guys, honestly, I'm not an advocate for people, like, not saying that I'm for it or against it, but I'm just saying I'm not advocating that, like, oh, cut off your whole family, cut off your friends, isolate yourself, do that. No, it's not what I'm saying. But I mean, sometimes temporarily we have to do that to kind of detox, because being around people, period, in life, it's consistent influence, television influence. It's several thousand voices. Even the same thing with social media. It's constantly people who are talking at us, telling us what to think, telling us what to feel. And sometimes you just kind of have to take a step away from that. So this isn't to say that you guys should, ghost your family or anything like that. It's just that right now you just really need to be with yourself. You really need to figure out what it is that you feel so compelled to figure out. And I feel like I'm saying this to say that you guys need to know that this is okay. Like, it is okay for you guys to take that step and do that. And the lighter side of this is the fact that what it is that you're looking for, you're going to find it. You're going to be very clear on it. And I really see this as, almost going through that dark tunnel, finding that light, and then coming out on the other side as your authentic self, and making the decision to begin to live as this authentic facet of yourself that you found throughout this process. So I feel like this is what you guys have been going through in February. So I feel like my readings always end up coming in, it's not ever like a surprising kind of thing where it's like, oh, that's what's going on, or like, it's never like expose type of stuff. I look at them as like confirmations. I merely see it as me putting words or tangible form to this thing that you were sensing but didn't really know what to call it, if that makes sense. That's the perspective I'm coming from. So I'm going to pick one card from my surrender deck for a tangible action step for you guys of what it is that you need to surrender to that is going to help you guys with this transition process that you're in of really stepping into your authentic self, which I think is beautiful. That's awesome. Sagittarius. I think that's extra, extra dope. And I also say to be mindful and aware that you're not alone in this. Spirit is very much with you. Being like a little cheerleader on the sidelines and such. Alright. See, that's one of my creepy noises that snuck out. Alright. In February, Sagittarius needs to surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign. Okay, trying to get out of the glare. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered, and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Now, where I think this is like super duper important is in the effect of what I was saying about you guys whose family members may not be understanding the stance that you're taking right now. I'm so sorry for coughing in you guys' ear. But in relation to like the family members or friends or close associates, what have you, that may not understand the stance that you're taking right now that is causing you to, in effect, feel alone. I hate when I use the words that are on the cards. I hate when I do that. But sometimes I'm like, I don't know what else to say, you know? Because that's literally what it is, right? But anywho. But yeah, it's like with defensiveness, and I actually use this analogy with someone the other day. But I was saying with like, if you think about, okay, like fire signs, right? That of which you are. If you think about fire energy and what fire does, it's like if, you know, there's a forest in front of you, it's like fire energy. The instant assumption is like aggression, you know, domination, like, you know, just complete, like, you know, consumption and like, right? But in the sense of people, it's like you want to take all of that force and power that fire possesses, and you want it to come from, like, if you look at it like it's coming from your solar plexus, right? So if you look at your solar plexus, it's like this ever-burning fire within yourself, right? And you have that fire energy within you, like your inner light, and you channeling that energy from within to shift things and the physical realm, right? Now, why the heck am I saying all of that? I'm saying all that in the sense of whenever a person is physically forceful, physically aggressive, like how that fire would be to the beautiful forest, and I can't say this for everyone, a person with wisdom who understands people, and now all of you know because you're listening to this, whenever a person acts in aggressive, like very externally forceful energy, that's like false bravado, right? That's not real strength. So if you think about the strength card, like in original, like Rider-Waite tarot deck type of deal, and you see the lady and with the lion and all that, it's like all of that is symbolic of like taming the inner beast, right? So it's like that forceful power that a lion would possess, or that, you know, a fire possesses. It's subduing that and channeling it in a different form, right? And that's true strength. It's knowing when to let the flames rise, knowing when to let them, you know, simmer down now, right? So, and I say this with you guys is it could be something like with this thing, you're very protective over it and you're passionate about it because it's an inner unction. It's like you're being guided to do this. And the lack of understanding that someone or people that you care about that are important to you have, the instant thought is to, like, state my claim, defend, blah, and just kind of, push them back with that aggressive force. But this is more or less like a lesson to you guys to understand how to properly channel this strength and inner power that you guys possess, because it can be off-putting in a sense that it puts you into a place where you end up, like, self-isolating because it's driving people away. You know what I mean? And how I'm seeing this is, I don't believe that this is anything that you guys would be doing intentionally. I don't feel like you actually have malice intentions or that your purpose is to hurt someone. You're really just trying to protect yourself. But I feel like I'm speaking from like two sides of my mouth because it's like I'm trying to tell you two different things at once, but and not be offensive at all. but this is really just about, like, how do I want to say this? This is really the tangible step that you guys are needing to take right now is really understanding, I guess, the clear meaning of the slightly disorganized way that I'm saying this is a lesson on understanding what true strength and true power means, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Because what I really mean is, like, just as opposed to, here we go, this is better. If someone were to challenge you, say that the way up until this very moment, the way that you've always handled things when you felt threatened, right? Or when someone was challenging something that you really believed in, your instant thought was to resort to violence, right? Because that always worked, right? Now what you're being asked to do is to consider the source. Is like, instead of being reactionary and just like reacting to the stimulus, so to speak, it's to take a step back and to take mindful action. It's like, okay, let me think about who this person is that's talking to me, right? What they're saying to me. Let me take into consideration what they're saying. Let me take into consideration what it is that, their potential intentions are. Like, if it's your 87-year-old grandma and you're talking about doing something that 87-year-old grandma may not particularly approve of, it's not that she's trying to stop you from being happy or being in alignment with your truth. It's just that, based on her conditioning, what you're doing is, it may be taboo to her. And this is all hypothetical. But it's like, it may be taboo to her. So if you begin to incorporate this stance of being more mindful about your responses as opposed to just like reacting, then you can take a step back. You can consider, this is my 87-year-old grandmother. I can take into account the fact that, of course, to her generation, this is a tad bit taboo. And I know she loves me, so I know she doesn't mean any harm. So, I could flash out, but with me taking all of this into account, it's like I'm not. So I'm just gonna, hypothetically sit here, hear her out, and say, Grams, I understand what you're saying. I really, I respect your opinion, but this is how I feel about it, and I need to do what's best for me, because that's really what is important in all of this, is you doing what's best for you, but just not, it's, I'm trying to get it out, y'all. Delivery. There we go. It's your delivery. And the true understanding of what it is that it means to truly embody strength. That was really hard for me to get out, y'all. I really, really, really hope that that makes sense. Because I would be knowing if I be making sense sometimes. I hope that that makes sense. But one card for singles and one card for couples for February. Sagittarius, this is. Singles have calling in your soulmate. Wow. Your prayers, affirmations, and cannot talk. Your visualizations help bring you together. I feel like this is really in alignment with this process that you're going through. It's you really coming into alignment with your authentic self, like you being here. This instantly, well, I'm not going to say instantly, like legit instantly, but I mean, this automatically puts you into alignment with calling this person into your life, because you're calling in someone that is in alignment with your vibrational frequency, because you're standing in your truth. That would be the frequency. Your truth would be the frequency. So you standing in your truth, another person who's standing in theirs, it's like you're creating that magnetic pull and you're bringing that person into your life. So dope sauce. Don't be defensive with them either. And you're not going to be feeling alone no more, boo-boo. So anywho, for my couples, we have true love. Wow. Okay, so maybe Sagittarius are also connected with a Leo. Hopefully a coupled Sag is not connected with a single Leo, because that is who got that card, as well as single Virgos, but I'm not going to get into all of that. But this is the romance of a lifetime. So if you guys have had any questions about the person that you're with, or if you have been inspired to go on this journey because of issues that you've been having with someone that you're with right now, confirmation on that is it's true love. So this is legit meant to be in your life right now. How dope is that? Extra dope. So 3 angel answer cards to end our reading out, my wonderful Sagittariuses. So think of a question. I'm going to pull out 3 cards, and you guys pick 1, 2, or 3. And that will be your answer. It can be about the reading, or it can be something completely unrelated to the reading, if I didn't cover what it is that you would like to know in this particular reading. So 3 cards for Sag. 1, 2, 3. If you pick card number 1, your answer is there's something better. If you pick card number 2, your answer is you're ready. This is interesting. If you pick card number 3, your answer is ask for help from others. Interesting. I hope that this has been insightful, Sagittarius. I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. I hope that it's added something to your life. Hopefully clarity on your wonderful journey. I am going to have Scorpio, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Libra that are left. And after that, I'm starting on you guys' March readings. So hopefully I will see you in March. If you haven't already, please subscribe, follow me on social media. Please like this video and comment. I'm open to suggestions, what you guys want to see. But like I said before, let's look at this as a prototype. This one big reading will probably be broken down into many that will be given to you guys throughout the month. Hashtag trolls, if you were wondering. Sorry, Sagittarius. I had to be petty. I learned it from you. I will see you guys in March. Until the next time, deuces.